Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be working on the transmission and we're going to finish sealing it up. I ordered another bell housing. Now this one is new to me, but it's old, from an older model. You can see them side by side. The left is the new, the right is the old. Now this thing comes out of a 96 to 98 model SVT Cobra Mustangs. They are the same transmission, but the bell housings, which what we have here, are different. So for the 99 and 01, they are a lot more different. But that goes for SVT Cobras and GTs as well. But I'm not entirely sure about V6, so don't quote me on them. So the GTs and the SVT Cobra have the same transmission, same bell housings. So from 96 to 98, it's a different bell housing. From 99 to 01, mid 01, is a different bell housing. All the ball patterns are the same and the measurements are the same. Now this thing, the bell housing from the older model, which is the new one, they made this thing removable, but unfortunately the one they used was so weak it used to break. So this piece used to be welded together, which I have a brand new one here. This thing used to be welded right over here, so it used to fail a lot. So they took an extra precaution to make sure they don't deal with the warranties, and thought it was a good idea, instead of doing this, to enforce it and weld it together as a whole entire unit. And I made the mistake of breaking it apart. Anyways, we got a new bell housing, so let's assemble the transmission. Alright, let's put this transmission back together, and we're gonna seal it up and make it permanent so we can be able to use it again. Now, whenever you use these bell housings, or if you use a T45, but it can apply to a lot of transmissions out there. So when you seal it, this maiden surface meets to the body of the transmission. You gotta make sure you have enough sealant in it to make sure the oil doesn't leak. From there, you also have one extra problem you need to worry about. This is an aluminum housing, and the magnet that's in it to hold any shattered materials from normal wear and tear of the gears, you need silicone in there to prevent it from moving around, because unfortunately magnet doesn't apply to aluminum unless you have a steel structure or something in there to make it work, but unfortunately it doesn't. So you need to have sealant in there to make sure it stays in place. Let's put this transmission back together. Out with the new, in with the old. I've leaked enough oil in my lifetime already, so we're gonna be using this. Let's bring this in there. Ooh. All right. I need to give you guys a good angle so you can be able to watch. Let's see, is it a good angle? Not really. Let's make this better. This is the only thing I had to keep the whole entire thing nice and sealed. This is a shim and small shim. Now this new housing is dry, so I need to bring some oil and oil it. All right. We might need this soon, so we're just gonna leave it to the side. There's also two small holes over here, so make sure you put oil as well, or loop this instead. So I'm gonna put some oil in here. It should be good. And then take some of those oil and just add it around. Let's add some here, 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 and here. And I forgot the main reason why we sealing the transmission. Let's go ahead and put the gasket maker on. Now go ahead and move it around if you need to make sure you are sealing all the areas. And it's okay if you get some inside, as long as it's not excessive. Let's go ahead and put this back and marinate it together for the last time. Alright, now we need 1 or 2 bolts. That's exactly how I had it in the factory. Let's assemble this for the last time. Go to town. Alright, done. Now, next is going to be the shifter. For this, I'm going to bring you guys a little closer so you can see exactly how we have to do this. Because unfortunately, this thing is a little tricky to get it done. Alright, this is going to be a tutorial on how to assemble a T45 shifter assembly. Now, this thing is very difficult to assemble. The reason why a lot of people tend to not do it in the first place anyway. But you put this on, you have to have this thing clocked so far forward. So if you don't have a way to push it forward, you're gonna need to somehow to push it forward. I know for a fact it's already forward. When I assemble this, and then leave it sitting right over here, that thing, this thing right here, is gonna sit right over there. So the idea behind it is you want this thing to sit like that, and then a ball on top of it. Just like so. Just like so. So before you do any type of assembly, you just have to put this in here, line it up. See, for example, at the moment right now I can't even line it up at all. It's not even in the correct area. So the ball has to be in shifter number 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reverse. So right now it's sitting at 3, so I have to pull it backward to number 2 to make it a lot easier to assemble. If you can somehow shift it to reverse, 5th, 1, 2, and then go for it. Other than that, you're not gonna be able to. Just make sure it stays at number 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so off. Right now the shifter is in number 3. So somehow I have to have this. I have to somehow fit this in there, and then push the pin back in there. So the best position for this, 3. So I gotta find somehow something to install here and then pull it backward. This is the only thing I have, so this is very aggressive. And I'm gonna use a towel. I'm just gonna wrap it around. I'm just gonna grab this, hold the shifter, hold the transmission, and I just pulled it back. Believe me when I say this is very subtle, very light, and it's in the proper position. Now go ahead and give a quick wipe down. Wipe down the underneath to prevent the ball from moving around a lot. Let's assemble this thing. Quick check. One of the hardest assemblies I'm gonna do in my lifetime, because it needs some precision to make sure it works. All right, let's put this on number 2. I actually assembled it, but now I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna push it back so I can be able to put the pin back in there. Again, towel and a plier. A little bit more. Alright, I already landed up with a hole. Took a little convincing, but I'm very calm and I'm moving it back and forth without really scratching it while I'm using this. So if you have better tools than I am, go ahead and use it. Other than that, I have this only. All right, it's all done. Now we're putting our plastic shifter back on. Alright, finally finished. Now we can put this thing back in the car. Alright, we're gonna start working on the car. Now, before we jack this up to remove the transmission, there's 2 bolts at the top. So I'm trying to reach it. I'm gonna be reaching it from the top. We're gonna unscrew it, and then we're gonna work our way down. Just like any mechanic job that you need to be doing, because I came from a mechanic world, we have 2 hour max to get the job done. So to show you guys how much you can accomplish at home to remove a transmission, I have my stop timer right here, and it's 2 hours. I'm just gonna start it and then trying to complete a 2 hour work to show you exactly how much you can accomplish at home. Alright, we're gonna work on the first bolt. And I keep losing it. There we go. Oh. Alright, we're gonna have to cross that. I can't even reach it. Let's just go underneath it. All right, run 2. All right, first order of business, we need to drain the fluid. This is the fill, so we have to check to make sure we can put fluid back in there. All right, we can loosen it. Drain plug is back here. This is the drain plug. Obviously, you guys can tell this is a different type of transmission, but we wanted to keep it as a surprise, so you guys get the idea what's next in installment. Almost made a rookie move. All right, this thing is in good condition, fully drained after 15 minutes. I also removed the fill plug to ease the draining. All right, I'm now gonna torque it since we're removing the transmission. Now, whenever you move a transmission from a 99 to 04 Cobra, and that also applies to 1995 to 2004, there's a couple of things in the way. You have the cat on this side, and also the cat on this side is going to be interfering. So you have to remove it from the headers itself, unbolt it, unbolt that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have to go to the rear. You have to unbolt it from here as well. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Once that's done, we're gonna tackle the shaft right after that. And that's also a 4 bolt. It just literally just inward. So when we remove this, it's gonna leak some fluid. So make sure when you remove this, you have a pan underneath if any leakage is gonna happen. I made a statement that I'm gonna be working 2 hour segment and show you guys exactly how much I can accomplish in 2 hours. The time I've been taking, it's exactly how much we have left, 33 minutes. Now for me, I can clean in 10 minutes, so it's not really a big deal. But I'm gonna keep it at 33 to show you guys exactly how long it takes to clean all this mess. We're just gonna put the PV plaster and all the bolt around the exhaust that's meeting the headers to the rear exhaust. so we can be able to remove it and work on the transmission. So I'm going to put the BB blaster on it and get it ready for the next day. And I'm going to leave it overnight, and we're going to work on it tomorrow. And we're going to do another segment of 2 hours to show you guys exactly how much it can be done. I took a little long when I drained the fluid, something I should have done, because you can drain it in less than 10 minutes and then just work on it right away. But I did it for like 30 minutes, make sure every job comes off of it, because this thing is for something else I'm going to be working on. So it's something I had to do. So there's no excuses. You guys can drain the fluid in less than 10 minutes if you work on the car at home, so you can be able to accomplish a lot more. Anyways, let's get cleaning. All right, the transmission is nicely sealed, and now we need a torque wrench to torque all the bolts so we can be able to put it inside the car. We got ourselves a Quinn torque wrench. Now this one from 5 to 100. Now let's go ahead and Google exactly what the torque rating of the transmission bolt, and let's set this thing up and torque everything. With that, the transmission is fully sealed and torqued to manufacturer specification, or for this instance, Google. So stay tuned. In the next episode, we're going to be installing the transmission and removing this godly beast of a transmission sitting inside that car. I didn't really explain as much. We're going to put that godly beast transmission to another godly beast car. And then we're just going to, you know, in the meantime, just use the D45 to make the car work, move it around, and hopefully one day we're going to come back around and upgrade it to a better transmission, or make this bulletproof instead. We gotta get to work. I'm gonna shut off this camera and I'll see you guys in the next one. We're ready for the new torque wrench.